Yeah, good afternoon, students. In the previous class, we had a discussion on the pointers. How do we initialize and declare the pointer variables? Now, in today's classroom discussion topic, we would like to discuss on pointers and arrays. How we can use the pointer variable to access the array variables that we would like to discuss in today's session. Now, I would like to share my screen. Hope this screen is visible to you. So, the topic for discussion is pointers and arrays. So, summary of the previous session is that the pointers variables are also known it as address variables. So, that we discussed that. And how do we initialize the pointer variables and how do we declare the pointer variables? So, the syntax for declaration, we have seen that the data type followed by the pointer variable name. So, this is the syntax we are following to declare a pointer. And we can also initialize the pointer with the address of another variable. We can do that. And also we discussed about some of the operations which are allowable on the pointer variables. So those operations are called it as a pointer arithmetic, and these pointer arithmetic is slightly different from the normal mathematical operations which we can perform on the variables. So the allowable operations are on the pointers is that we can add an integer to a pointer or subtract an integer from a pointer. We can subtract two pointer variables of the same type and we can compare the two pointer variables of the same type. So these are the allowable operations that we can perform on the pointers. So now coming to this today's classroom discussion topic, pointers and arrays. The objective of this session is that it will develop the knowledge on accessing of arrays using pointer variables. So the lecture outcomes are after completion of this session, students will be able to develop the code in C language to access array variables using pointer concept. Now coming to this, how do we access this one-dimensional array using pointers? That we are going to see that. So for example, you consider an integer array A, which is initialized like this, for example, 3, 5, 7, 2, 8. So if you assume that one integer occupies 2 bytes, then how much memory is going to be allocated for this array A? Anyone have any idea here? So because how many integers are there here in the array? 5. Fine. So each integer is occupying 2 bytes. So 5 into 2, which is equal to 10 bytes. So this is what the answer for that, the amount of memory that is allocated for this array variable is 10 bytes. Now how the memory is going to be allocated, this 10 bytes is going to be allocated in a contiguous manner or a sequential manner it is going to be allocated. Fine. So if you see that the 2000 is the address of 0th location, these 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, these are the array index values, we can say it as. Okay, these are array index values, and these 2000, 2002, 2004, 2006, 2008, these are nothing but we are saying that they are the memory addresses, main memory addresses. Fine. So the main memory addresses are nothing but here they are going to be stored in a sequential manner. So if you take this 2000, so first 2 bytes 2000, 2001, and then next 2 bytes 2002, 2003, next 2 bytes 2004, 2005, like that we have allocated the 10 bytes of memory, and this 10 bytes of memory is having the memory addresses starting from 2000 and ending up to 2008 to up to 2009 it will be there. The ending address is 2009. Fine. So this is how the memory is going to be allocated sequentially for the arrays. So the name of the array is A. So this array name itself act as a base address. This is starting address, which we can call it as a base address of the array, we can call it as. So this base address or starting address we can able to access either just by specifying the array name, or you can also access by specifying ampersand A of 0th location address. Both are same. So either this way ptr is equal to A, that means array name itself gives you the base address, that is 0th location address we are going to get. So that we can store in a pointer. So we are declaring a pointer variable int star ptr here. Now we are storing the base address of array A into this PTR. So now PTR is storing 2000 address, that is what it is initially pointing. So it is initially pointing at 2000 address. So if you see that here printf percentage d PTR, so address of A of 0 which is 2000 it is going to print it. So if you give printf percentage d star PTR, the value stored at 2000 which is that which is equal to 3. So it is going to print 3. So it is similar to, it is a same way of accessing the A of 0 allocation. So printf percentage A of 0, then it is printing 3 values. So these are, by making use of array index, you are accessing the value. Here this is by making use of a pointer, you are accessing that value stored in this array. So if I am using PTR plus plus, that means we are adding an integer 1 to the PTR. So that is equal to PTR is equal to PTR plus 1. What it does is that now PTR is going to move to the next location. That is nothing but the address stored in this PTR is becomes now 2002, it becomes that. So that means pointer is moving, pointer is forwarding one location, one index forward in this array. Fine. So this is how we can use the concept of pointer forwarding to access individual values from the array. So for demonstrating this, how the pointer variable can be used to access the individual elements of the array, here I am giving one example program. Write a program to read and display one-dimensional integer array and calculate the sum of those integers using pointers. So how we can read the values into the array through the pointers, and how we can calculate the sum of those all elements in the array. So without pointers we did previously when we are discussing one-dimensional array. The same program, same logic, how you can write by making use of the pointers. Fine. So I am declaring integer array int a of 10, then star PTR I am declaring here PTR is equal to a, then it is going to store the base address into the PTR. Now enter a number of elements, scanf percentage d ampersand n. Now enter the array elements, then for I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, scanf percentage d PTR plus I. So it is equivalent to base address plus integer, we are adding that PTR plus 0, PTR plus 1, PTR plus 2 and so on. So it is equivalent to, by writing simply scanf percentage d ampersand a of I. So this is through pointer and this is through array index. Fine. So this is through pointer, we are reading the values into the array. Now through pointer, how we can display the values, how we can access the values stored in the array. Same for loop for I equal 0, I less than n, I plus plus, printf percentage d backslash n star PTR plus I. So that is equal to printf percentage d backslash n a of I. So that is what we are doing here without using pointers. So this is same, we are converting into pointer expression star PTR plus I. So sum is equal to sum plus star PTR, this is equal to sum is equal to sum plus a of I. Simple. So this is how we are replacing this normal array index variable values through the pointer expression. Then we are printing the sum. So this is what we are writing the code just by replacing this array index accessing with the pointer expression. So this is an example program demonstrating how the pointers can be used. Coming to the second example, where how the character array can be accessed through the pointers. So now we would like to write a program to find the length of a string using pointer concept. Fine. So now we will declare a character array, so which is initialized with this particular values. Now star pt1 character star p1, now count equal 0, p1 equal to str. So now p1 is a pointer pointing to the str string. So star of p1 not equal to null, then count plus plus, then star p1 plus plus we are doing here. So this is not star. Okay, so p1 plus plus, then it will forward the pointer to the next. Okay, so then after once we are getting this value stored at this p1 is null, we are coming out of this loop, and then you are printing the count value. Fine. So this is an example program where it is used here through pointers. You are trying to find the length of the string. So this is same one-dimensional array, how we are accessing to the pointers. Fine. So this is one reflection spot here. So what it is going to print. So x you are declared as an array, star PTR is equal to x, then we are printing the value star PTR. Okay, value stored at that particular location. What is the value it is going to print? Any students? Right, this is what the answer it is going to print, the 0th location, because it is a base address. So it is pointing, pointer is pointing to the 0th location. We are getting 0th location value 2. And the address of 0th location it is going to print. So if you are not able to answer this question, please go back to the video and watch the video once again to get the clarity about this particular answer. Fine. So LOs are revisited here. After completion of this session, the students will able to develop the code in C language to access the array variables using the pointer concept. So summary of the session is that now in this particular session, so we discussed about the pointer variables, how the pointer variables are used to access an array variable. So since for array variables memory is allocated sequentially, so we can make use of pointer arithmetic so that we can forward the pointer variable to access individual elements from the array without using subscripts. Okay, so pointer ptr plus plus, it will move the pointer forward in the sequential memory allocation, that is the array. Okay, so this is a lecture level practice problem. So you are supposed to develop a C program to demonstrate the use of pointers and find the minimum and maximum element of a one-dimensional array using pointers. Fine. So already we know the logic about how to find the minimum and maximum element in a one-dimensional array of integers. Same logic, but here we have to make use of a pointers concept. How we can use a pointer variable to read the values into the array and as well as to access every value from the array to get minimum and maximum. So already we know about this main logic of finding minimum and maximum in an array without using pointers. We already know that. So same logic we have to rewrite with making use of the pointers. Fine. Hope you can write this program. So any doubts you have? So these are the further readings on this particular topic. So you can refer this particular E. Balaguru Swami Programming in C textbook for further readings. So any doubts you have? So if you don't have any doubts, I would like to stop this session. So thank you one and all for joining this session.